All right. First things first, Axe people. We're gonna get this done. I'm gonna warn you right up front as we go into part 3. This might get a little scattered. I'm gonna try not to do too much talking because I edit most of that out. I say a lot of very brilliant, wonderful things that really don't need to be said. So with that in mind, I'm going to go in, grab that axe, and we're gonna start sawing. Thanks for showing back up. One more thing, I don't know why, we've been picking up a lot of new subscribers and I've just been letting the channel lay dormant, so I do appreciate you guys. Hang tight. There's more stuff to come. We'll get there. Thanks so much. Love y'all. Okay, here we go. So I'm not gonna say too much. I already warned you about that. And the first thing I'm gonna do is talk a lot. So this is the first time I've tried to do it this way. We're gonna see how it works. We're gonna try it like this. If it doesn't work, we'll try something else. So I should get some goggles on. Excuse me. Here we go. Safety squints engaged. So that was a touch harder than I thought it might be to see. The lighting in the shop's not the best, but it's working. Now we can refine her a little bit, I think. Cool. So I probably could have got the chainsaw out of the way, but those being hanging out so far, it was pretty darn hard to see in there, but the blade kind of guides itself off of that hardwood, so we can deal with that with spoke shaves and draw knives and sanding. So cool, we got a pattern. It's a touch awkward. I'm guessing this is going to be a touch awkward also. Probably not gonna do it. So gonna try all the tools. Figure out, now that's got to move a little bit, so we got room for that. Let's see what she says. Grain transition right there, so we gotta be super careful or we're gonna end up with a big tear out. But we gotta learn how to make these handles a little quicker. You start going the wrong direction, it lets you know. gonna stop there. The rest of that we can do when we get there. Apologize for the sweat, it's warm in here. So here we go. Oh, son of a... I hope it's still recording. I'm gonna pretend like I didn't just get the low battery message. That's where we ended up. Just roughed out. And I better go find a battery. All right, hang tight. Luckily, we got all that last video. So, you guys, if you've been on the channel, you've seen me haft an axe before, and that's where we're at. I'm gonna haft it before we shape these. That's another video, so maybe I'll throw it on a lapse time and let you watch it in chipmunk voice. So, hey, let's keep going. Okay, so it's hot, it's a school night, I need to eat and get some sleep. So, made it this far, it's a good start. We'll try to do some more tomorrow. Later. Alright, so I got you a little lapse time footage, time-lapse footage, whatever you want to call it. On this, I didn't make you watch a whole lot of it. We got the head down on there. Once we give her a whack, we're going to be just a little proud, and I need to tell you something about using wood like this. So, going to take you out of the stand there. Now I got you plugged into the microphone. I'm going to have to undo the microphone. So we'll see what happens with that. Okay. Microphone unplugged. So this piece of wood was the very minimum size piece of wood that you could make this particular handle out of. And this is a small handle. That's why we use that pattern. Trying to conserve wood. Let me get my fingers out of the way. So we're right down on there. And if I throw that head on there, I'm going to show you something. We got some gaposis going on down there in that point. You can see it. So what we did there, you can see we've got the head quite a ways forward this direction, because I don't like to have this area here swoop in. So we got a lot to work with back here, but as I was bringing that down, we went forward a little bit. See, we got just about that same gap at the top, which that should actually be bigger. So I assume as I was cutting away, we drifted the head this way. So we're going to have some gaposis down there that we can't fix. And we got a pretty good fit there. And we got a pretty good fit there. There is a tiniest little bit of a gap right there. So that tells me we are all but dead centered on that little slab of wood. Like I say, when you're going minimalistic, there are some things to consider. One of those being perfect placement of the head. and possibly a different head with maybe a smaller eye, but that's not what we decided to go with. Okay, it's all in frame. So, first thing we got to do is work these down into this area, onto this level, so that we can shape this. We could start trying to shape that, but these are going to be in the way, so we're just going to do some real quick spoke shave work, maybe draw a knife, we'll see what works. We're going to lose a lot of this up here, so we don't have to be real finesseful at this stage of the game. We're going to lose a lot of this too. We're probably going to end up somewhere in here. So we're going to sculpt this right down. I'm not going to work that center out a whole lot, because that's the stuff we're going to end up having left. So we'll leave as much of that on there as we can, so that we got material to work with. Just dropping that spoke shave in there on an angle, bringing it up. All right, so we're down. Bring you over real quick. See that little yellow piece? That's the hickory coming through. So we're down there on that edge. Make y'all see sick here. We're down on that edge. So we'll work up here top a little more. All right, we got hickory showing through both sides. Now this grain's wanting us to go this way, so it makes it a little tough to bring this down. I'm going to try to cross grain a little bit, but I'm afraid it's going to want to chip. Can't hardly cross grain there. Yeah, just wanting to chip out, so yeah. Every project's a little different, gonna give you a little bit different difficulty, or make you figure out a new approach. Which is okay. As long as we're learning as we go, I feel like that's a pretty good deal. And isn't it ironic that I'm using a very old art and very old tools to learn something new in a modern age, which is great. It doesn't matter what you are learning, what age it came from, what age you're in. If it interests you, and it makes you want to learn, and it makes you want to strive to do better, tell me how that's bad in any way. I gotta tell you, I'm really pleased with how this black walnut's looking. It's gonna look really nice against that hickory, I'm sure. So as we come in at the top here, like I said, we're going to lose most of this. So we're going to start getting that, see that corner coming in. Bring this corner down some. There we go. my patterns, when I cut them out, I generally, they're dimensionally, at least this way, are a little larger than the finished product's gonna be, because my bandsaw is not the most accurate. I'll blame the bandsaw, not me. Could be me, I don't know. But having this little stuff right here, not a big deal. It's gonna disappear anyway as we contour this down and bring this all into dimension. Now is when you find out if your laminate job is good, if you're stuck everywhere. This chips out pretty quick. We're gonna be a little more careful than we were with the Sapelli. Let me show you that. Focus, turkey. See how it's coming out funny, it's tearing out? You have to be real careful with that. Real careful. So we're pretty thin here. Bring this down a little closer. Now imagine as we're working this end, pulling this way when we get to here, I don't think it'll chip out like that. I'm sure pretty quick we're gonna find right out. So a little bit, and that I think is probably grain structure. In that black walnut. But you can see this is all going to feather away, and I think we're to the point now we'll turn it over, we'll work on that other cheek. I'll shut you off, I'll work that other cheek down, and then we'll flip her around. Pa-pingo, and we'll work on there. Got you a little close. There you go. See you in a bit. Okay. So we got both of these shaved down, approximately the same profile. This one's a little thinner. We'll be all right. Hopefully I didn't take too much off, but we're gonna find out. I think we're probably okay. Let's work on these turkeys. I'll do some more lapse time on this one, let you watch. Okay, so that didn't take very long. I probably could have done that in real time, but I'm going to show you what we did and why. So I've just tapered it down here because we want that palm swell to be pretty big. We're going to end up using most of that. There we go, focus. So we don't want to take much off of these sides. That's where we're at. As opposed to up here, where we're working all sides of this piece, so we could do like we did on them. So back to lapse time. Okay. We're pretty close to the same on both sides. It is going to look pretty, I think, folks. So now what we'll do, we'll sit up in there. And we'll start working the profile of the handle down. So we got our center marks. It's looking like it's going to let us pull this direction, maybe. We'll see. Every time I think I got that figured out, I'm wrong. Whew! It is warm in here, folks, let me tell you. That would merit using the old redneck swimming suit. Oops, I sweated on a project, darn it. Knock it off. I was 100% wrong. 100% wrong. See? You never trust anybody that wears shorts and socks and boots. They are not to be trusted. See, on this side, we're probably good. Yeah, whatever. We'll do it. We're going to do it. I start out on these edges. And I start bringing them down. Start beveling those edges. Once again, very thin material, very thin stock. So, we don't want to work the center of the handle. We want to work the edges down because we're honestly about the width that we want to be here. We will have to work them a little bit because we got some marks in there, some vice marks, and you know, can't leave it raw. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see it or not. Nope, you cannot. So we'll bring you up here. I might have to take you out so you can see it. You see right here, as I bring this angle in, this is going to go that way, it's going to go that way, it's going to do that all the way around up here till we end up with this almost outlined by the hickory. I'd show you, but I already sent that axe to Mr. Arnett, the other one, so just have to believe me. You'll see it. Whoops, dropped the battery. Okay, so in the last part of that time lapse, we were working on that up there around that knob. We'll refine that a little more as we go, but I wanted to get that profile matching up with the head of the axe. You can see where we're going with our laminations. Got a little refining to do in here, which is fine. Yeah, it's turning out. All right, well, we've got her down to our last shape. All we've got left to do now is probably a final sand. And we'll see what we end up with. Focus, turkey. My lenses are getting beat up. I need to get some more lens protectors on there. Yeah. We'll give her a final sand and cut a kerf in that turkey. We'll put a head on it. So we got I ain't gonna lie. This is a little different than over here. But you only look at one side at a time. I'll do some finish sanding and we'll be back. Yep, there we are. Got our final sanding done. Ooh, baby, I'm loving it. Yeah. Got a Kerfaroni. Wing. It's a school night again. Gotta go in and eat, go to bed, take a shower. Love y'all. See you in a bit. Okay, folks, I've been messing around with this camera for about a half an hour. This isn't a sharpening video, but I want to show you something. There's a line right there. Right there. Now look at the head. This is the top. See how far back this is? We have officially sharpened it past the point of it being hard. Not the first one. It's about the third one I've run into. When the top of that bit is that far back, you run the risk of doing that. So we may or may not hang this head on this hex. I don't know. We'll see. But I guarantee you swing that, whack a chunk of wood with it, it's going to fold right over. Ah, the joys of old axes. Almost as fun as old chainsaws. Well, folks, during the intermission there, I went through all the axe heads I have that are more or less ready to go on the stick. None of them fit this thing. That's got a weird shaped eye. It's a little small. We'll go ahead and put some finish on this because I can't wait to see the contrast on the black walnut to the hickory. So that's what we're gonna do. I got a bunch of axes over there with old sticks in them, but I really want to get this video up. I gotta get the channel more active. Like I said earlier, we are picking up subscribers, and I don't know why, because we just haven't been real active. So let's throw some snake juice on this, see what it looks like, and we will eventually find a head for it. That's good stuff, by the way, and it smells wonderful. I think it ought to be made into either a cologne or an air freshener for your car. Now here comes the magic. That does not look terrible. I'm telling you right now, that does not look terrible. You guys see that whole thing? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Looks great. Smells great. I don't know what you can complain about. I'm gonna go ahead and get it up there, because it might be a minute before we find the right axe head, and we may as well get some juice in that end so it doesn't try to check on us and crack. That would make me a little upset. Yeah, baby. I think we did okay. Other than our axe head kind of went south on us there at the last. And that That walnut is dry, and so is that hickory. We'll probably put a couple of coats on this. And then we'll go with some boiled linseed oil. Just to top her off. All right. So, yeah. Really pleased with the handle. Would have looked really nice with that on it. But that's the way it goes sometimes. So, a quick word. I do appreciate the new subscribers. It's really cool. You know, that somebody might be interested in what you're interested in. Because a lot of these guys are people that I don't see necessarily on the axe community or the chainsaw community. You know, all these guys that we all associate with. Hopefully they'll be part of it if they watch some of these videos and start learning some names. But I honestly appreciate it. It's just fun. It's fun to think that somebody else might be interested in it too. So if you guys have any questions about anything, I skipped around a lot, did a lot of time lapse. If there's anything in this process that you think I skipped over, put it in the comments. I'm small enough I can still read all the comments pretty easy, practically as they come in. So yeah, feel free to ask questions. I'll answer them. If replying to you on the YouTube isn't enough, we'll figure out a way to get a hold of each other, and we'll get it figured out. There's no secrets in this world. This ain't rocket surgery. If I can do it, you can do it. All it takes is time, a little patience, somebody to help nudge you along, give you the basics, and you can build an axe handle. You really can. Believe me, I am not a woodworker. I should have a shirt that says, caution, objects may be flying faster than they appear when I'm doing woodworking. Bear with us, we'll get the videos out there. Remember, I love all you guys, and hey, my kids know me. Kind people are my kind of people. Be kind, help each other out, be there for a friend, and don't be afraid to reach out and ask that friend for help if you're having a tough time. That's all it takes, helping each other. Love and light to everybody. Go out and get you some.